Fact.
Let's get to the music.
Let's get to it, man.
What
you want to get to first?
We're gonna start with the first one. We're gonna start with "Deliver Us."
Yeah, finally.
Featuring Davina, by the way.
Finally. Oh, damn.
She's
gonna talk about. Oh my gosh! Now we not get to the bars yet. We not get to the.
We'll talk about
Yo,
it.
that's a blessing too. I don't know if you. We'll talk about it.
Bro, we'll talk about it. Talk about it.
For the humble ones, let it breathe. Let it breathe. You went crazy on this one, Sin. Christian album, produced by Sin. You should know the spirit. Check your watch.
Now it's time.
So many Samsons in the hood, here today and gone tomorrow. From when they used to move grams, but ain't want to follow. You only live once, that's more than a motto. They take a lot of pills, pride should not be hard to swallow. I know about depression and anxiety. Accepting we need God is a step in our sobriety. From Gregory to Pete, addiction has been our comedy. What happens when the rock comes back? Finally, honestly, you ain't gotta lie to me, I know the truth. I'm here to set the precedent. It's a voting booth. They've been posing for exposure, that's a photo shoot. Why eat forbidden fruit when you can know the root? No excuse, none soccer league. I've been kicking habits. We were high, in every home there's a different addict. God delivers, made an oath, it was Hippocratic. God's clothing grace and mercy, this a different fabric. Backsliding, take him to the water baptizer. House full of heroes, black lightning. Why they wanna grill gaslighting? They blowing hot air, bagpiping. I think the monkey on the back biting. It can be an itch or a certain smell, huh? You ain't gotta snitch, we all gotta tell. Would you sell your soul to be a slave to hell? Or walk away from the money like your Dave Chappelle? Don't let us go backsliding. Take him to the water baptizer. House full of heroes, black lightning. Why they wanna grill gaslighting? They blowing hot air, bagpiping. I think the monkey on the back fighting.
Man.
No. First things first. So this has to be explained. Sin sent me a pack of beats. and out of this pack of beats, there was about 8 of them, but then there were these right in the middle, like literally in order. There was this project,
right?
And I listened to those middle 4, and I was like, man, just like this. Yo, you created such an open canvas. Like you can hear the expression, like the power off of the music alone.
Yeah.
Before I even asked God to bless it. Like I just heard him in it. It was crazy.
What's crazier about that is those were the last 4 records that I produced.
It's crazy.
This record was the last one I produced, and I don't know what to go for me. I have this thing where I can't go to bed past 4 a.m. for some reason. Like it's just weird, right? Like 4 or 5 in the morning if I get home by that time. And I try to discipline myself to lock in and produce or work on at least one beat a day, right? And I've never produced a beat like this before. And I was like, and I wouldn't even know who it would go to. Like, but I was just like so locked in on this beat, bro. And I wasn't even tired. And I was like, just so focused. And I remember there's a record on Wale's, one of Wale's last projects with, I think Kelly Price is on the hook. It's called Sue Me.
Okay.
And I think the chorus goes, I'm rooting for everyone that's black, right? And it's super crazy. Produced song. You know what Kelly Price does already. And for me to just give you that and then hear this, I was like...
Speaking of Kelly Price, my wife, Davina.
What is she doing? I heard the track and I was like, I didn't tell you anything about what inspired it. And I'm hearing Davina just go. I was like, all right.
And it's her ears just so phenomenal because she heard the sample that you used in there and immediately just picked it up, put the harmonies on it. Like for anyone who doesn't know, and I know, and y'all got to get to know each other because I'm listening to our music and I'm like, one, we should be a little right and click ourselves. We should, we should be submitting records right now. We're playing.
Yeah.
We're seriously playing.
Now, we said now. We said now. We good now.
But Davina is just, she's been singing out in Oakland. She grew up with her sisters. Shout out to the Boyd sisters.
Yeah.
They were like the Clark sisters of California.
Okay.
That's and she just, she's always loved hip hop, but she's a gospel singer. But then marrying me, it enabled her to dive more into that.
The cheat code.
And she does it so well, bro. It really is. That's why I say when we find the right one, and this ain't about getting married, but I just gotta say it really is.
No, talk about it.
Like it's like I always compare it to Dragon Ball Z. It seriously is like a level up. Like I'm very close to Ultra Instinct, and that's definitely because of her. Like I was Super Saiyan. I was Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But there's a certain tier it opens up. So I encourage every man to just
I believe that, and then once you are intentional with that as well, like one of my favorite words, once you're intentional with finding that person or allowing yourself to be found, whichever it is, right? You realize that everybody before just didn't cut it. It wasn't it. Because look at you now being such a musical person, right? And such a devoted person, regardless of whatever, right? And for you to find that, right? Like the style speaks of your Jada or your, whatever you want to call it. It's like it's amazing, and you can hear it. Like you can hear how authentic it sounds. And for me, like it's like nah.
And that's how it feels. That's what I was saying. Like when you do ministry, because anytime that you're showcasing God, you're making Him forefront. It's always a wrestle because the enemy doesn't like that, or whatever. However people like to word things. The negative don't like the positive, y'all. The dark don't like the light. So when you're out here doing that work, it's always really a work, like a job. But I thank God because my wife makes it fun. Like it's for something that should be a little more tasking. She brings so much more light to it. Yeah. So Deliver Us being the first record was just perfect for me because we heard it. It was so open. Every record, but it just was so open, and we just were able to dive in and have fun talking about our own understanding of pushing ego to the side. And like, Deliver Us is really deliver me from me. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is deliver me from myself. Yeah.
No, that's real. Yeah, when you can see that you need that, and it's like, okay, I have to look within first, right? Then that's really deep. And what I love, this project, man. Like I remember even before I sent those last beats, it was like I'm going through the list and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I not sending this to him? And those there's probably 5 beats. That was like, no, click, 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 click. Because they didn't go to anybody else and I didn't fit anybody else. And I'm like, no, this is crazy. Like, who else would get this? You know what I'm saying? Who else would, and to do what you did on it. And what I love so much about you as an artist, right? Is because is the fact that you're able to simplify. It's like simplified, complex. It's like a marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Biggie does, right? What Biggie was great at. Biggie was great at we look at him as he's one of like the best lyricists of the world. He really wasn't fancy with the words. It was a lot of simple 1, maybe 2 syllable, 3 syllable words, but the way he painted it together. And so when you're using references like the Rock reference or, Black Lightning or, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really good and it's relatable, you know what I mean? Because it hits home. So I think that's like a really good. Like I said, I look at you guys like the cheat code, and that's what I got from the project too. You know, I take different things, but it's like, yo, it's a blessing to find your match.
And I'm glad that's able to stick out, even from just the short, because we're only giving them a sample. I feel like this is the biggest musical tease in the history of musical teases.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that's something because that's something that's important to me as well. Is my marriage, like two become one. We've really become one.
Yeah.
And that shows through the music.
No, I love it.
Thank you, bro. Listen, you did it for now. We're gonna get to the second record. We're gonna get a little more gritty.
Yeah.
And then we gotta talk about gritty pitch. I gotta explain what gritty Christian hip hop is.
All right.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm in tune.
Oh, okay. So you know gritty pitch is a thing.
Yo, bro, that's what's so amazing to me about this project. It's like out of everything that I produced, this is easily like my favorite because it's kind of like not bringing me back to my roots, but bringing me back to the times that I remember things being authentic for me. You know what I mean? I remember running around, you know, being super young and just being around like people like Corey Red, Precise, Cross Movement, you know what I'm saying? And just like Ambassador, and just wanted to be a producer around them. Come on, bro. Like, just wanted to produce around them to the point that I took a job at a Christian bookstore, bro. Like Christian publications that was in the city. I remember it was one of my first jobs. I was running the music department there. You know what I mean? It's like so many layers to me that people don't know. I was running the music department there, and one of the first shows that my first introduction to like really big shows was, I remember I was on the team that did a concert for I believe it was Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, Donnie McClurkin, and I think Smokey Norfolk opened up at MSG, and that was my first introduction. And then I was like, nah, gospel hip hop, like we need something like this. And I was super young, but I just loved it. And it was like, I come from strict parents that would throw away your music if they felt like it was too much. You know what I mean?
I couldn't watch Simpsons, South Park.
I couldn't watch wrestling, bro. You talking about Simpsons and South Park? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait to leave their crib and go to my uncle and aunts. You know what I'm saying? They have a regular life. But they had to set an example, and with them following traditions, thinking they had to be that strict, that's kind of what I was balancing with, you know what I'm saying? And then them also seeing me kind of devotion into like the street life a little bit more, they kind of felt like they were losing their son, you know what I mean? And so they thought that doing these things was crazy, but the worst thing you could do is take away my music. But that's what was happening. So then I was like, all right, if they're gonna take away this music, let me try to find ways to still do what I love and still kind of find balance. And that was my introduction. So to do this album, this is probably like, this meant like a lot.
This is gonna be someone else's introduction.
Yeah, that's
and that's the prayer.
For the humble ones, for the body.